What up, AJ? What up, Lila? All right, I got you, AJ. Don Romano, what up, friend? Link in the description. We live right now. Let's go. What up, John? What's up, everybody? What y'all up to? What y'all up to tonight? Or today, if it's early enough for you. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, we back at it again. Four-day weekend time. Glitching. Let's see. We glitching? I'm seeing what y'all see. Mine looks fine. What's happening? What's it doing? Is that happening for all y'all? It looks fine from what I can see in here. Could it be the area you're in, AJ? Can you at least hear it all right? Because you said you're going to be in lurk mode, so. I might be itching, bitching, bewitching, but no glitching. You silly. We good on the audio front? My Afro beats ain't too loud. Let me go get a drink real quick. Y'all stand by. I got my water, but I want something else. Oh, you can only hear the music through here, so I'll leave this. I'll be right back. Hi, hi. What up, Ricky? Barina, what up? Good to see all y'all, man. Really good to see y'all. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate that. I really do. AJ's restarting his computer. Hi's here. Ricky's here. I just finished Dos Equis, lime and salt. Nice. I salt the rim of the glass, put some ice on it, squeeze some lime juice in the glass, and add the beer. That's what's up. Sounds tasty. You see what I got? I got peach flavored water and regular water. Devil Solution says, I'm lurking. Devil Solution, I don't know if I've seen your name yet, but welcome to the stream. Welcome back if you have been here before. Salted caramel milkshake, oh my goodness. Wow, the salted caramel milkshake. All right, let me refresh my monitoring screen. Let's see if any of y'all are hitting the button. A few of y'all hit the button. Thank you for the few of y'all that did. I'm not even gonna pressure on that today. So, I got my peach flavored water. I have my lavender and CBD vegetable wax oil or vegetable wax blend candle. This is nice, by the way. Perfect for a little aromatherapy, if you know what I'm saying. I like these. I like these. They're expensive as hell, but at least it's using all natural stuff, you know what I mean? Not burning toxins into the air. And yeah, it's 100% natural and it's great. It's great. I like it. It's got the atmosphere all nice and right now for what's happening. All right. Make sure I shared this. All right, so y'all see the title. This might get serious out a little bit. Hopefully not. Let me turn this down just a little. Hopefully there's not too much because I like to have it playing. So yeah, y'all see the title, man. It was me and I was thinking again. I'm back in my head again. Back in my head again, man. What can I say? Self-sabotage. I think I have a problem with this without even knowing. Might not be a serious one, might not be a big one, but I think I have such kind of an issue with it. And I'm working on it, right? But I do believe that I'm powerful. You're powerful, like we're all powerful and we can bring things to life depending on if it's in our path and in the cards for us. If we align. If we align with whatever it is that you use, whether it's gods or nature, the universe, whatever it is, if you're aligned, I think anything can happen. We're all powerful in that regard. Whether or not we choose to get ourselves aligned that way is going to be on us. And that's one of the things that, I find as a hiccup for myself. As much as I try and as hard as I try, and because I recognize it and I know what it is. I know what it is that needs to be happening. You know what I mean? I recognize it. And here's part of the thing where, here's how it all comes together when I talk about self-sabotage for myself. I am, and I've kind of always been this way, I am a big idea guy, right? Always with a new idea, something new, right? Always. The thing is, with all these ideas that I'll have, all these things that I want to do, all these make things I want to create and put together or make, there's rarely a full follow through. Let me explain that a little bit. So I don't want to be called, and I don't want to be called this, and I don't want this to be something that attaches to me, but sometimes I fall into the state of being like a serial starter, a serial beginner of things. You know what I mean? There's a name for this out there, and I can't think of it right now, but a person that's basically all plans. You know what I mean? For example, one of the things that I have kind of followed through is this YouTube channel. And some of y'all might notice there are so many other things that I've touched on and began and started, implemented, that are all but gone now. I mean, they're not, they can still be resurrected, but most of them are pretty much gone now. I had a couple online stores. I did voice work for a while. I started, I have a couple, I have like 2 merch stores out there. They're affiliated with this channel and one of my other ventures. I've sold things here and there. You know, I've gone into to sales. There's more. I didn't make a list of them, but there's other things. I have a list. I just didn't make one for this video. There's lots of things that I began and started, but all of them, this channel notwithstanding, are to the side right now. And I can't help but think sometimes that if I would have put the same amount of energy into one of them at a time, I think there probably would have been more success than I've seen thus far. When I did this channel, it was the only thing for about 2 years that I did. For about 2 years, this was the only thing I did. There was nothing else. And that's back in 2017. By about 2019, I started touching all these other things that I just, some of them I just named off. So there was rarely any concentration or focus on any individual thing because I was always with it, spreading my time out. And being that I'm such a perfectionist that I get into this mode of when too much is coming in this regard, when there's too much going on, I'll put it all aside and I end up doing nothing. And that's my response to being overwhelmed. Perfectionism has been one of the things that's kind of kicked my ass over the years. And I've up until recently, I've come to kind of the understanding for myself that, and I got, a little bit of motivation from one of my favorite YouTubers, Casey Neistat, that being done most times is going to have to do. Being done is better than it being perfect. Completing something is better than perfecting it. And that's where I'm at now. But over the years, I haven't had that mindset, and being a perfectionist hasn't really served me. So yeah, all of the things that I've done is just, I chalk it up as doing too much, too soon within each other, and in too condensed of a time frame. And when I'm in the middle of any given thing, when I'm working on any given thing, I'll always have the feeling of, things happening, because as long as I try to stay in tune. So as long as I can feel the energy and feel things happening, in my mind, I tell myself that we're going, we're going. But a lot of times I feel things happening, but I don't see any forward momentum. Oh, sorry about that. So I feel things happening, but I don't see any forward momentum. I don't see any payoffs. I don't see any, anything coming from it. And I dealt with that thinking, oh, it's going to be slow, blah, blah, blah. And I dealt with it, and I just kept doing what I was doing, thinking that, it'll come, it's coming, But, not seeing any forward momentum is a big indicator that there must be something wrong. Something's not right. Something's just not aligned. And like I said, when I get frustrated with that, being overwhelmed in that whole frustration just leads me to doing nothing. I end up doing nothing at all because, that feels better. In that moment, doing nothing feels better than being in the middle of that overwhelming feeling. But I do understand that things come with time. A lot of the time I'm fighting time. I'm forcing myself to go, for the lack of better ways to put it, to keep going because I think, oh, time is running out. And no one needs to be doing that, I don't think, because everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And when there's space in between your implementation of it and, the final product coming, the goal, the finish line happening, that was always the time. Anything that we do, whatever time is in between us beginning it and us getting to that end or that goal, that was always the time. So if I was to do something right now and it didn't happen until 2030, that was always the time it was going to be. So there was no need to stress and fight in between trying to get there, fighting time for no reason, because the time you're going to make it is the time you're going to make it. The time it's going to be there or you'll achieve whatever goal is the time you're going to achieve said goal. I used to get into this thing of like, I think everybody feels this way. As we get older, we feel like we're running out of time because we don't have as much youth as we used to have, or, whatever people use in place of youth. I call it youth. But by the same token, I think we're all young until we're dead. Like, you're young until you're dead. So don't put too much energy into, your numbers, your chronological numbers increasing. But my point is, sometimes I would get into this mode where I feel like, oh, my youth is going, I can't do certain things because I'm not 20 anymore. I'm not 25 anymore. I can't do certain things. And we got to get over that. There's no such thing as assigned achievements for, age groups. You can achieve anything at any time. Some people who are responsible for the foundation of restaurants and big companies, a lot of them didn't really get real success until they're until they were like midlife or older. A lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them. It's this current newer, the last couple generations is where you see a lot of young folk, shooting through the roof with successes and things like that. And more power to everybody. I'm just saying, you don't have to, just because you turn 30 doesn't mean you can't do some things that you see a lot of 22-year-olds doing. Do that. Your value is your value. But speaking of value, think to yourself how value is determined anyway. How is value determined? Because, and I guess this is my opinion, the bad news is, I think, that your value isn't determined by you. Not you. You can say all day, like, oh, I'm so valuable. You would benefit so much if you aligned yourself with me. But if nobody sees anything, if nobody sees any of that, you're just talking. So, for example, let's say like parents. A parent can't really say, I'm an outstanding parent. They can't just say that. What would show that and prove that is their children, the children that they raise. You know what I mean? If you got you know, and I won't say nothing bad about kids because it's not their fault, but the children that you raise will determine what kind of the value of your parenthood, what kind of parent you are. That's just an example. So it's the outcomes of things and, you know, people, what the outcomes of people surrounding yourself or aligning themselves with you that determine your value. You know, you can get all the money in the world out here and just be like, I'm valuable. You can make all the companies you want and be like, I'm valuable, but how are those companies? How do are people boosted up when they're around you, when they align themselves with you, when they make businesses with you? That determines your value, you know? So it's kind of hard to just be like, oh, I'm valuable and on its own, just like that. But when I said that, create your own value, it's don't limit yourself to not being able to do certain things because of your age, because you still can have high, you know, a high regard to yourself just by doing these things. And the people who are around you, you know, the atmosphere and the companies, your kids, all that stuff, if all of those things are in high regard and positive, there you go. That's where your value comes from, despite whatever age you are. So back to me. The worst, how do I want to put this? When I talk about a lot of these things I want to achieve and do, right? Yet still, after everything I've done, you know, moving across the world, you know, seeing all these places I've seen, acquiring whatever acquisitions I can acquire. Come on now. Just, you know, kids are pleasant people to be around. After all the things I say that I want to do and yet still achieve, I still have enough naysayers out there telling me more or less, just to paraphrase, to quit. Like, why are you doing this? Why would you want to do that? So I told somebody that I kind of want to start. I don't know if I should put this out there. I don't want to mess up the energy because this stuff isn't provided here in this region I'm at, and I think I want to start selling it. But I'll just say blank. I want to start a new business selling blank, right? I have people saying, why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing? You know what that's going to cost. You know, there's no guarantees that it's going to work. You know, people are going to look at you like this and like that. And I don't know how to deliver the message to people that, for me, the worst disservice I can do to myself is to never try things that I believe in. To never try, for me, is a death sentence. The very idea of never trying just disturbs my inner peace. You know, just thinking about it just disturbs me. Because I feel like if you're aligned, each potential failure is just a learning experience. So each thing that you try, each thing that you want to do, if it fails, you didn't really fail. Just look at it like that. You didn't really fail. You just learned something new, gained a little more experience, right? For whatever it is that your end goal is, that you're going to end up doing, you know? So every failure that I've ever had, I'm okay with now. I've learned that as long as you're aligned, that this is just building and creating the person or whatever it is for at the end, whatever it is that's going to happen. All right. So it's valuable to hold on to that. You know, it's beneficial to try and try again, maybe keep failing and trying again. You know, I just feel like people telling me, you know, not to do things. I don't think you're ever going to get anything or get anywhere by just sitting on your hands waiting. You can't just be sitting on your hands with your thumb, you're sitting on your hands waiting on something. You can't think so highly of yourself that things will just always come find you. Things will seek you out. Things will chase you. I just don't think it works like that. You know, even if you're aligned, not going to pay off and be beneficial for you. Just sit around and be like, oh, I'll just wait for all these things I want in life to just fall on my head. There's some work that has to be done, my friend. Like, you have to get out and do some things. You know, just because you become one and aligned with whatever your path is, doesn't mean it's just gonna knock on your door. You know, not necessarily. I don't know. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about that. Let's see what y'all saying really quick. I've learned not to think about time too. It's hard, but I have to keep reminding myself. I realize when I think about it, it makes me anxious. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And yeah, those trying things and those failures, it can really play on you emotionally. I know that more than anybody. Y'all seen the videos. But with that, I think that every strong emotion like that is every strong emotional tie like that within us it typically means something, I think. For example, as much as I wanted to get away and, you know, as much as I want to separate myself from the American society in the way it's, you know, you see it, as much as I want to separate myself from that, I still love New York City. So to me, that just tells me that there's something later. There's something there, you know? It's easy for me to be like, you know, screw that. I moved away from there. We're done. But if y'all know me, y'all know I still love the city. No matter how many places I visit around the world, y'all know I love it over here and I want to see so many places over here. I still make space for New York City. That's just me. So that just tells me that, you know, there's something there. Maybe it's not for me to understand why, but there's something there. So every emotional tie means something. You know what I mean? Friends that I've gained and lost, you know, traumas, emotional breakdowns, the pandemic, all of this means something. That huge reset during that, it's all necessary. All of this is necessary because there's something. Everything is stacking the bricks for something. It means something. I believe that. I just can't help it. I don't think we need to right now I don't think we necessarily need to dissect why. We just align and follow. Align and follow. There's no going back to the old person I was. I know this. The shift has happened. Like, I will always be the person that doesn't want to be restricted by typical employment or, you know, in employment at all. Not typical, modern, or what am I thinking? Traditional employment. That's what I meant. I'm not the kind of person that wants to ever do that again. And mind you, I'm still young. I still have too much life to live yet. Like, I'm not technically the retirement age by far, like a great number of decades, technically. So I could be still stuck off, you know, at some job, miserable and unhappy. I kind of am, but you know what I mean? Like, pursuing it actively so that I can get a retirement one day and hopefully be able to sit down for 5 minutes when I'm broke down and old. I'm way too young right now to even be calling myself, you know, retirement, and putting myself in retirement, but that's what I want still. But the point I'm making is it's too late for me to ever go back to pursuing something like that. Like, that doesn't even sound attractive to me. I'm just not the same person that I ever was. My duty now is to align myself with my purpose and see that through, whatever it is, whatever that final thing is. So, I mean, if it's part of my path, then I think before I'm dead, eventually I'll finish writing that book. Eventually I'll make a legit film. Eventually I'll reach even more destinations of this world that people with my upbringing don't typically see. Eventually I'll have that rock solid mental health. Eventually I'll have something to trade that's worth people's time and money. Eventually, and hopefully continuously with this one, I'll reach optimal fitness. Eventually I'll be an inspiration enough to help others looking to expand their life or their light. Eventually. Eventually my kids will one day thank me for my sacrifices. Eventually I'll pair with someone of equal yoke. Yeah, all eventually. If it's part of my path. And that's pretty much all I got, man. So I don't know if it's chronic self-sabotage or, you know, building. If it's building a brick house, brick by brick, maybe half brick by half brick. That's it. What do y'all think? Don't overthink yourself. Seems toughest to stay up to date with the latest trends. Absolutely. Experts always look like loonies too. Oh, experts always look like loonies to me. Therefore, I never wanted to be an expert. It's a good way to look at it. Do you seem to feel that you do better under pressure? To me, it sounds that if you are not under pressure, you feel like you are going nowhere. Sometimes a little bit of, and I think I've seen that said somewhere too. If you actually have, what do they call them? Timelines or due dates or time limits, then people perform better because it kind of forces them to actually get to work and do the thing. So that may have something to do with it. So are you placing yourself under undue pressure to finish? Possibly. I don't know if it's undue. A lot of the times it's due because, you know, I'm in cahoots with other companies and other brands and, you know, other people's times. So me not coming through could screw them up, and then that would mess up business between me and them. Yeah, I wanted to mention the people surrounding you. Those are the ones that determine your outcome, your success. I think they, I don't know if they determine it, but it's depending on how much they have your back, how if they also want what's good for you too, like them motivating you, them standing by your side, them not criticizing, that plays a good role in it. Like that's so helpful. And having kind of a circle is part of that. You know, your circle of people who all think like you, feel like you, hopefully, preferably do the same thing you do. Those are the most helpful, and they can help you, you know, move on to that next level, or they can help you fall, because all it takes is for one person to put you down or tell you your thing is stupid, you know, or just not support you in some way for you to just lose your motivation, you know, and mess something up. So you're not completely, you're not way off by that, Barina. Why are there so many haters out there? I'm here because I like the way you think. Well, thanks, John. And I don't know why there are so many haters. I don't know. I think people have a real problem with searching themselves and trying to figure out why it is they feel the way they feel when they feel negative things towards people. Because for the life of me, when I look at them and I try to get in their head a little bit, it's like they're not doing it out of revenge, because most of the time people haven't done anything to them. And they couldn't be doing it out of spite, because they're not trying to do anything themselves. So people can be on their complete own path doing something and get hate. And a lot of the times it's by the people that are closest to you. That's the worst part about it. So many people are afraid of failing that they never start. Those people tend to sit in the passenger seat of their life. Correct. I don't think there's ever been a time where I was afraid to fail. I think early on in life I was afraid to begin. But once I got over beginning, as I already said, I would begin and begin and begin, you know? And I forgot the word they call people who are like serial beginners. Because here's my problem, and I seen somebody talk about this in a video. So let's say I found something I want to do, right? And I was just like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. I'm gonna go after this, do it, and I start it, begin, right? Boom, boom, boom. A few months go by, it's going well, right? And then suddenly I'll see something else, be like, oh, that's a good idea too. Then we jump in the net, like, yeah, all right, moving along, blah, 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 blah. That last thing gets kind of left it right there where it's at. And I'm doing this new thing now, excited, you know, moving right along, boom, boom. That looks cool too. Start that thing, you know, and now that thing's going on. And the other two things that's kind of the thing I fell into, right? It's like I get so consumed with starting new things that I rarely follow through and finish or reach any kind of significant goal of other things first. And I used to call, you know, for a while I was calling that, well, maybe I'm just not a multitasker, but this is beyond just multitasking, I think, in my opinion. This is beyond multitasking, because I'm quite the multitasker. Let me tell you. I just think there was an attraction to telling myself I did something else. I did this thing, yes, but I never completed it, right? That went on for a good almost 2 years, I want to say. I was just doing stuff, doing. Lots of doing, no completing. So you're not way off either, Ricky, with your statement. I never wanted to be in the passenger seat of my own life. I always wanted to take control. Whether I was afraid to get in that car and get in that driver's seat sometimes, that's a different thing. But once I got over that, yeah. I'm finally catching one of your streams. Hey, Bev, what up? I've been doing it for like the last 4 or 5 days. I hope you're gonna go back and watch them. Let's see. Oh, look at Bev getting some love. You were an inspiration to this renter. I watched many of your American and Germany videos prior to moving here. Thank you for your content. Hey, you're so welcome, man. I appreciate that. I mean, that's all I can try to be, is an inspiration while I'm just following my own light, hoping to get aligned on my path. So I really do appreciate that, AJ. Thank you. You have learned a lesson from all of that, so you are building. Deadlines. That's what I was looking for, John. Thank you. Pressure versus flow. All right. You have learned the lesson from all of that, so you're building deadlines. As long as you, scroll this up. As long as you remain faithful and work on yourself and don't stay in one place, I think you will develop. Serial beginners tend to become procrastinators. Yeah. And I think my form of procrastination was when I put it all aside. You know, I'll just put it all aside. I'll come back to it when I'm feeling a little bit motivated. But I think the lack of motivation came because it was just overwhelming. I had too much going on at once. So yeah, serial beginners tend to become procrastinators for sure. Is the word procrastinators who avoid finish what they've started, don't miss the forest for the trees, as the euphemism goes. They miss the trees for the forest. Yeah. I think that's a little bit of it. Procrastinators. I guess I did procrastinate once I put it to the side because I'd be hesitant to pick it back up. So that's kind of procrastinating. Don Romano says, I think at one point you started worrying a lot about your channel success, and I'm thinking this is holding you back to some degree. Yeah, it was. Not anymore. I'm good now. Like I'm not even worried about the channel. I'm not even worried about the channel. Like y'all see what I'm doing. I would never do this 2 years ago. I would never do this 2 years ago. Not on your life. Because I knew it would be sabotaging the channel. I know these streams don't do much. I know these streams don't really produce anything that's gonna tell, you know, the algorithms that this is worthy of promotion. You know, I know that. I already know that. But right now, that's not what I'm not concerned with that. You know what I mean? So 2 years ago, that would have been factual right now, Don Romano. 2 years ago, that would have made sense. But it's not holding me back now. There's nothing to hold back from now because I'm not worried about it. I don't even consider, as I said in that final video that's still up, I don't even consider YouTube one of my ventures anymore. It's hobby now, strictly hobby. So these streams I'm doing, all fun now, fun. It's not even, it doesn't even require a big motivation for me to get them going because it's fun. But what do y'all think about what I said? Does anybody here, do any of you guys suffer from self-sabotage? Do you sabotage your own successes? Do you get in the way of reaching your own goals sometimes? Tell me a story. Tell me a story. Oh, thank you for y'all hitting the like button too. We're just about balanced. 14 viewers, 13 likes. That's what I like to see. I appreciate that, y'all. Unless y'all just want to see me self-sabotage. I think at one point, did I already read that? Oops. Come on. And hold on, I gotta bring back up my monitor. I refresh the screen. Okay. Is having fun not always the most important? I think so. I think so. And ironically enough, I said this years ago in videos. I used to say the same thing, and I got away from my own sayings, my own teachings, my own knowledge. Nation, Chris is losing subscribers. Yesterday he showed 11.8, today 11.7. Let's share and help a friend out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. It's dropping like flies. I won't go all into it, but I will just say again, ever since I did that shorts live, that's when it started. There was no drop at all this whole year. Even back up until about August last year, they were dropping, but from like August till 4 days ago, it's been a steady subscriber number. But ever since I did that live, they've been dropping. I think it's almost 50 now. And in fact, one less since I started this stream. Don't know what's happening. Don't really give a fuck. Sure, I must have done that in the past multiple times. Mostly it was me worrying about that a certain job or position would be too stressful. Okay. So how did you sabotage yourself? T. What's up, T? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Sometimes when it comes to being persistent with working out. Sometimes when it comes to being persistent with working out. Okay. I took longer than I wanted to retire because I was loyal to an ideal. That ideal kept me in a mentality contrary to my heart. I had to tell that part of my life to F off so I could be true to me. Very nice. My procrastination. I have video from 2 years ago I haven't finished because I'm trying to be perfect. Video from my German restaurant birthday is only half completed. So maybe self-sabotage. Man, 2 years ago, I want to see that. Yeah, that's a good, thank you, AJ. That's a good testimony, or John, that's a good testimony. I'd love to see that, man. Oh, AJ and John, I'm sorry. It was both of y'all. I gotta turn the brightness up on this now. Because I can't see. This candle is so nice. I'm spinning around. Beverly, you still here? How come you haven't been in the other streams? Oh, never mind. I just thought about it. You're probably in class. Video just popped up. Interesting title. Oh, I'm on some home pages. A brother on some home pages. Look at that. I should probably, you know what? I should probably make a full video about this one. I might make a note on this. Thank you, T. It's interesting title you say. Thank you. Appreciate it. I sabotage myself into not working harder to get a better degree. It always has to do with a lot of cognitive dissonance and self-justification. Ah, man, where'd you stop at? And where would you have liked to gone with your degree? Would you get like a bachelor's and you would have wanted to go further than that? Speaking of that, like I think I'm down to like literally 2 courses. 1 course and a capstone, actually. before I obtain a bachelor's degree, but that's not a dream of mine. You know what I mean? So I'm not procrastinating. I'm not self-sabotaging. It's just not a dream of mine. I will go ahead and do it just to, check off another, tick off another box. But what degree were you going for, Don? Bishop Don Roman. What is that with many colors up on the wall? Are they birds? Yeah, those are birds. See them? Parrots. Where we at? It's a canvas too. It's pretty long. Yeah, I'll work on that old video this weekend. It's got me doing a walkthrough of Germany restaurant, grocery store that is close to German meat markets. Okay. Here in Dallas. Yeah, I got you. It may sound strange, but I've always been lucky enough to achieve what I wanted, or maybe I'll just ignore the rest, says Thomas. T says, I would like to hear some words of encouragement because we all self-sabotage at some points in our life. Well, to reiterate you probably missed the first part of the video where I went into my speech. The thing that I would say is to align yourself with whatever you believe to be in control and follow through with that. Align yourself and let that lead. Like, forget everything society teaches you about being in control or anything like that. Align yourself with something and let that create your path. The more you do that, the more you realize that nothing is in your control to begin with. So the more you can let go, the more you can not worry about it. That's the best thing I can say. You can go watch the rest of the stream after it's over to get the full situation, but that's what I would tell you, man. And separate people in your life that aren't benefiting you. That may sound selfish, but you have to separate yourself from bad energies, darkness. Sometimes it's even family, Sometimes you just got to separate yourself from it. It makes the world of a difference. Some people here can attest to that. So that's what I got for you. Good luck. I wish you success. Yes, I see them. They are beautiful. Yeah. And some of the feathers on it are textured. Like some of the paint is like thick, so I can add some like feather texture on the canvas. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's perfect for a little office here that I rarely even put to work until these streams. For example, I'm an electrician now, and there would also be a master's degree. Back in school, I could have gone for the best degree in education too, but I chose fun over learning and working hard. It happens. It happens. A lot of us choose fun over the things that we should be doing that are not so fun. at the time. I was invited to speak on a conference, but got lost and didn't put the effort to make it happen. What was the conference? What were you speaking about? T says, thank you so much, and I would do just that. Absolutely, my friend. Much success to you. Pesky parrots reminds me of the humid jungle of South America. Oops. Could have gone to university for a master degree, but you did not. Is that what you want? 'Cause go get it. I like paintings that have texture or use a different material incorporated into their creation. Multimedia art is cool. New sub. Hey, look. Thanks, T. I appreciate that. Now maybe we can go in the other direction. You might not have been here, but I was just talking about how I've started dropping in subs by almost 50 now in the last 4 days. So welcome in, my friend. I'll be trying to do these little live streams like this for at least another week. At least. I'll try. Been doing them, I think I've done every day now since Friday, since last Friday. Have I? I think I have. I think I have. Let's see. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, I did 2 of them on one of these days. I don't remember which day it was. Well, yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th stream in 7 days. The 8th stream in 7 days. Oh, you were gonna give a speech about logistics optimization? Yes, you have been doing live every day. Yes, that's what I thought. Thank you. T, where are you? Where are you viewing from? Persona, welcome back. Miami. Wow, I am on the home pages. Rarely am I suggested in the States at all, but Miami almost never. Let's see. Thomas says, was macht euch richtig glücklich? What makes you happy? What makes me happy? It's gonna be considered corny, but what makes me happy is seeing the people I love most happy. I know that's corny, but I think out of anything that I do, any venture, any creation, any destination I get to, all of that pales. It makes me happy, but all of it pales in comparison to seeing my daughters happy. I think that's the ultimate for me. What makes y'all happy? What makes y'all happy? One thing. If you had to narrow it down to just one thing. So don't get on here and be someone some like, oh, my Lamborghini, or, you know, all of these things. When I get all these, you know, PlayStations, and what's the one thing that is ultimate happiness for y'all? And we've reached our hour, so after y'all tell me this, I'll let y'all go. What's the one thing that makes y'all happy? Nein ist nicht falsch. Das ist euch, was mich glücklich gemacht. Oh, okay. That makes you happy too, seeing your family happy? How about the rest of y'all? I feel so good, man. This might be a placebo effect, but I don't give a fuck. It's working. I'm waiting, y'all. All right, so playing a good video game, that's ultimate happiness for you? No judgment. That's ultimate though? Okay, that's cool. T says having no worries, which is good. Your Lamborghini, teasing. Traveling to Germany for the Christmas markets. That's ultimate happiness? Okay. It's interesting seeing how much they vary depending on who the person is. But there's way more, y'all, to answer. Get off alert mode for a second and answer the question. Sometimes it's the simple things. I don't disagree with you. You're right. I enjoy playing my new PS5, by the way. The question again is, what's the one thing, just the one thing that brings you ultimate happiness? One thing. Don't name off a bunch of stuff, just one good thing that all of your other things could disappear, and as long as you have this one thing, you'd be happy. Go. Yo, Don. Come on, man. It's the third stream you bring up Sexy Red. Are you really that much of a fan? You're not. AJ says being here in his dreamland. Okay. Anyone else? You're not really a fan. Anyone else want to answer the question real quick? In the next 2 minutes. Beverly, where you at? Having no worries because when I don't have worries, I can help people and I love to help. Okay. You brought that back around. I see you. Because going to German Christmas markets covers many things for me. Wonderful food, spending time with my family and friends, familiar surroundings that's not overly commercialized, and getting to see the mountains. Okay. All right. That encompasses a lot. You right. Barina says, my partner and daughter, they bring you happiness. That's good. Cool. All right. So they, our answers vary. Our answers vary. Very interesting to see. Great food. I used to listen to people that followed their dreams and thought they were crazy. to not have a typical life. Now I follow my dream and am happy. That's all that matters. Finding that happiness is what matters. Finding that happiness is what matters. All right, well, if y'all already hit the like button, do these little heart things work? These little emojis down by the chat, do they work for y'all? Oh, they do work. They work for me. I don't recall ever seeing them. If y'all hit those, do y'all see stuff flying up, or is that just for me to see? Oh, I see. No, I see them. I want to know if y'all see them. Now y'all, okay. Yeah, go crazy. That's engagement. But can y'all see them? I'm assuming you can. John says, I feel safer there more than I do in Dallas. Love the cold weather and more. Yes, I see them. Okay. I was just wondering. I didn't know if it was just for me to see on this end or what, because I have it too. But yeah, anyway, that's it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed my spiel on self-sabotage. And that's going to be it until we get to the next stream, innit? So I hope y'all have a nice evening or day, depending on where you are. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next stream, yeah? Y'all take care. Thank you for everybody showing up, man. I think this is probably one of the ones where the most people showed up, even though, see you in 12 hours, even though, these ain't touching the back in the day streams. We had dozens and dozens of people. That was cool. Anyway, thank y'all for showing up. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully we'll see y'all in the next stream, yeah? All right, y'all take care. Bye-bye now.